Once again, welcome back to What If Goku Married Suno? This time, part 6. And at the end of part 5, we had the Dragon team struggling against the Ginyu Force members Goku, Berta, and Jace. That is, after killing Guldo. And then, in their most dire moment, Goku and Gohan had touched down on the planet. Now I did say I was going to cover their training a bit more in this part, as well as ending this saga in this part too. So this could end up being a long episode. Also a quick retcon and a short explanation of sorts. First, the retcon is Nail's power, which should be 42,000. Only a difference of 2,000 overall and wouldn't change anything from the last part, just a necessary correction. But also I'd like to explain the unlocked potential a bit more, since in my last part I did notice some comments talking about that powers are too low after being unlocked. I only lowered their initial power up, and at the end of all of this they'll still experience the full multipliers from Guru's unlocking potential. The powers I listed in part 5 were for that part alone, as the stakes in this series prior to the Namek saga weren't really high, as our heroes were always stronger than the threat they were facing. But before we get to that, look at Graph. Graph says quite a lot of you are not subbed, so if you could, please do so. It just helps me out. I don't know how much it helps you guys out, but it does help me out and it's free, so it's all cool. Also make sure to hit the notification bell with all notifications on to stay up to date with my orders as they come out. But with the obligation out of the way, let's begin. Now first things first, I did say I was going to deal with Goku and Gohan's training. So after Goku and Gohan master 100 times Earth gravity, their powers skyrocket quite dramatically. Goku being stronger than he would be in canon due to a few factors. 1, he was already stronger than he was in canon upon reaching this point. 2, the Zenkai he got from the Saiyan Saga fight was slightly greater than it was in canon due to him just being stronger when he did that fight. And 3, he also has a training partner in Gohan. But I would still say that in their training, Goku got to catch a lot more of Gohan's rage moments, making Goku fully aware of Gohan's potential if he hadn't already been. But Goku's power increases from 10,000 in the Saiyan Saga to 149,625. The reason why it's not a flat number like 150,000 is because I do some maths behind the scenes. Gohan here has his power grow comparatively more dramatically than Goku, having his power grow from 1,471 all the way to 58,680. So Goku and Gohan were still able to get that good bonding time, since it was still 2 months in space. Though Goku is a little worried about how volatile Gohan's rage power can be. So that's the power levels both Goku and Gohan are at when they touch down on Namek, and once they do, they immediately feel their friends keep dropping in the distance, and hurry on over. Goku in an instant is at the battlefield and stopping Jace from getting a killing blow with his Crusher Ball against Vegeta and Nail. Jace is then surprised by Goku's arrival, and shortly after him Gohan also arrives, but that's not really relevant right now, as Gohan here plans to fight solo. Raccoon, being as cocky as he is, rushes at Goku for interrupting his fight, allowing Yamcha to drop his Kaioken ×3, as he is no longer stuck in a life or death fight. And to everyone who's still conscious of shock, Goku takes down Raccoon in one punch, before disappearing and reappearing behind Jace, taking him out. Berta takes his chance to flee, saying something about their captain on his way out. Goku lets him go because that's the kind of thing Goku would do. And in canon, Goku originally gives his friends sensus, but since he had a training partner in Gohan, I would say that Gohan would have his own share of the sensus whilst in space, eating up Goku's whole supply. That's not really an issue, as Dende is still with the Dragon team and has already had his potential unlocked, and is able to heal everyone. This gives Vegeta a Zenkai boost, and at this point in the series, Vegeta's Zenkais like Goku's are getting out of control. But here I would say his power grows to 80,000 after being healed by Dende. Their Vegeta power right now doesn't really matter, and you'll understand what I mean in just some time. Once everyone is healed up and Goku and Gohan are caught up to speed on how everything on Namek has played out so far, they know that their next goal is to now get the Dragon Balls back, as Dende also tells the Dragon team that the only way to summon the dragon is with the Namekian language. Meanwhile, after receiving all 7 Dragon Balls from Captain Ginyu, Frieza and Ginyu end up having a very similar conversation like they do in the canon, and even ends with Frieza seeking out Guru whilst leaving Ginyu to guard the Dragon Balls. Though I'm pretty sure in canon he didn't know who he was actually heading towards, all he knew is that it was a power level on the Scouter, which is the same for this What If as well. Back with the heroes, they are on their way over to Frieza's ship, when they are then met with Ginyu and Berta, since Berta did just go back to grab Captain Ginyu to sort Goku out. But also before leaving from guarding the Dragon Balls to back up Berta, Ginyu does bury them to try to hide them, though this will be for naught since the heroes have the Dragon Raider. After being healed, Yamcha is ready to fight alongside Goku, telling Goku to take out the purple freak while he takes on the blue one. As Yamcha powers up to Kaioken ×3, which at first does impress Berta, seeing how he'd already faced Yamcha in the state before. Goku tells the others to go on ahead as Goku and Yamcha deal with this, and so everyone except for Gohan goes on ahead, as Gohan decides to stay with Goku. Yamcha and Berta then clash, and due to Berta's overconfidence with his last encounter with Yamcha, Yamcha is able to get an advantage over Berta. And technically more time has passed, so his power level may even be a little bit higher than it was before as well, almost making it seem like the Earthlings got their own Zenkais. But I will say that it's only increased by a very small amount right now, but it's still enough to give Yamcha an overwhelming advantage. And it's not long before Yamcha has Berta laying unconscious at his feet. This display being quite a shock to Ginyu, though Ginyu shrugs it off and gives Yamcha and Goku an offer to join the Ginyu Force. Both Yamcha and Goku shrugging off Ginyu's request. Ginyu then decides to face off with Goku, and here Goku doesn't even come close to using his Kaioken, as he's well above Ginyu's full power in his base form. Though Ginyu not being able to sense energy doesn't exactly know this at first, and so the two clash. And then it's made very evident to Ginyu that he's not going to be able to brute force a win here. Between the fact that it could very easily turn into a 3v1, and also the fact that Goku is just so far beyond him. So Ginyu then resorts to his body swap move after puncturing a hole in his chest with his fist, which has Yamcha and Gohan confused on what just happened, though they are quick to figure it out once Goku in Ginyu's body starts shouting at them to attack Ginyu, who's now in Goku's body. And after he's trained with his father, Gohan isn't hesitant to take on this threat, whilst Yamcha in Kaioken ×3 is just ready to help out. So then Gohan and Yamcha are forced to fight Ginyu in Goku's body, and due to their combined power and the fact that Ginyu is not yet used to Goku's body, therefore unable to use Goku's full power, meaning that Yamcha and Gohan are the ones who are at the advantage in this fight. Also, since Yamcha's power had increased after the initial fight, given he had his power unlocked, so at this point he's currently quite a bit stronger than his initial unlock, raising his power from 25,000 to 31,250, meaning his Kaioken ×3 is now 93,750, which is why he was able to beat Berta so cleanly. But there still isn't the cap that I've set for the unlocking potential power levels. This is not even close, I think. So keep that in mind, and I plan to bring that in right before the last fight. So it's not long before Gohan and Yamcha have Ginyu pretty beaten. They even have launched a combo against Ginyu and ended up leaving him unable to stand by the end of it. Ginyu then thinks he could use this to his advantage and tries to body swap with Yamcha, only to be stopped by Goku, who intercepts the beam and manages to get his own body back this way. Though due to the fight with Gohan and Yamcha, Goku's body was pretty broken already. Gohan and Yamcha not holding back, knowing that after Ginyu is dealt with they can get Dende to heal Goku. Though Ginyu isn't dead yet. He's back in his original body now, though that's still not great for him because he's punctured a hole in his chest earlier, so he's not exactly in any position to keep on fighting. Gohan and Yamcha have some other ideas of their own, and they charge their own Kamehamehas and blast Captain Ginyu away, not leaving any trace of him. After that fight, Yamcha practically piggybacks Goku to fly him over to where the others are now, to get him healed by Dende. Whilst meanwhile the others then arrive at Frieza's ship, since they have the Dragon Raider and since Ginyu was the only one guarding the Dragon Balls before leaving, where like I mentioned before he had buried the Dragon Balls, and like I said then, it is for nothing. The Dragon team are quick to dig up the Dragon Balls and then fly a safe distance away from where they can sense Frieza's key. And also then, since like Nail and Dende are with them, they are able to summon Purunga very quickly. And like canon, this means Piccolo gets revived on the first wish, meaning Kami is brought back too. Right after the first wish is made, Goku, Yamcha and Gohan arrive to see the magic dragon. While also meanwhile, Frieza had his hand outstretched, like he was just about to end Guru's life, when he's distracted by the planet being put into darkness. Confused by this since he's aware that this planet has like 3 suns and the nighttime should be impossible. Frieza scans the landscape and off far in the distance he sees a bright light, quickly deducing this must be what caused the planet to suddenly turn to night and starts flying at top speed toward it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'd also be smart enough to figure out it must have something to do with the Dragon Balls. And after clicking Scout and not being able to get in contact with the Ginyu Force, well, you see where that's going. But back with the heroes, right after Goku arrived, he gets healed by Dende, getting that insane Zenkai in an instant instead of having to spend time in a healing pod, boosting his power from 149,625 to 3.74 million. Vegeta here is mostly annoyed that now Goku is back, Vegeta definitely won't be able to get his wish for immortality. Though seeing how much Goku's power grew, gets one of the heroes to shoot a beam right through his chest and gets Dende to heal him. This time, Dende doesn't hesitate to do so since Vegeta hasn't killed any Namekians. Since the revival of Piccolo and by extension Kami, Vegeta's Namekian killing days are long behind him already. So from that Zenkai, Vegeta's power grew from 80,000 to 2 million. Piccolo then gets in touch telepathically and asks to be teleported to their location, as he still has a similar mentality as he does in the original. In fact here, he may even have more good influence than his canon counterpart. So, with the second wish, Piccolo is teleported right in front of them, due to the wish being directed for Piccolo to be in front of them specifically. Also due to his training on King Kai's, I will say his power manages to raise to 100,000, which I think is still a bit stronger than it would be pre-fusing with Nail in canon, which Dende also remarks very excitedly about how similar Piccolo and Nail look. But on an unrelated note, that confrontation Guru had with Frieza had put him under a lot of stress. Stress that accelerated his death, making the Dragon Balls inert before they could make their third wish. But as it turns to daylight, they can sense an immense ki heading their way. Before Frieza reaches them, Vegeta informs everyone that Frieza can transform, finally relaying the information he got from Zarbon some time ago. Though as for Piccolo and, well, everyone else who can sense how much stronger Goku and Vegeta are, Piccolo and the others decide to hang back and allow Goku and Vegeta to take the front lines here. Frieza then arrives, furious as while he was approaching, he would have been able to see the dragon. And Frieza isn't stupid. He'd know that that dragon would definitely mean that the Earthlings alongside Vegeta and the couple of Namekians that are there managed to summon the dragon from the Dragon Balls. But before we get into this fight, at this point I will say that everyone who's had their powers unlocked are now fully unlocked. But let's do the power levels for those who are concerned right before they fight Frieza. Krillin, after unlocked potential, is at 117,600, Yamcha is at 294,000, and 882,000 in Kaioken x 3, Chi-Chi is at 92,400, and Amon is at 74,600. But Vegeta is the one who decides he wants the first shot at Frieza, who welcomes the challenge, though is quick to feel Vegeta's strength as Vegeta launches Frieza off into the distance. This mostly serving to annoy Frieza if anything, and he then transforms into his second form and tries to rush at Vegeta again, whilst everyone else looks on in awe, as everyone but Goku can barely keep up with the battle that's unfolding right in front of their eyes. But Goku is able to relay to them that Vegeta is winning right now. While back in the fight, Frieza is getting incredibly frustrated with Vegeta right now, who is currently gloating about being the legendary Super Saiyan or whatever. Frieza then informs Vegeta that he still has 2 more transformations left, which comes to a shock to everyone. Though Frieza, being as furious as he is due to Vegeta and his boasting, goes straight to his final form, though still heavily suppressed. Vegeta, feeling that Frieza's powers still skyrocketed by about triple his second form's power, is thrown off guard a moment and tries to fight Frieza again. And after a few traded blows, Goku can tell that Frieza is hiding most of his power still. Vegeta, though a bit blinded by his own arrogance at the moment, still believing himself to be the legendary Super Saiyan, and keeps trying to land blows on Frieza, who either blocks or dodges his attacks. Then once Frieza is bored with Vegeta, he raises his power a little and punches Vegeta in the stomach, so hard Vegeta doubles over. Frieza steps back and points his finger at Vegeta, who just smirks as he tries to fire a death beam, but right before he's able to do that, Goku rushes in, kicking Frieza in the back, launching him some distance away. Vegeta would like to berate Goku for getting in his way, but as he's in pretty bad shape, he decides it's probably better to let Goku take over and take a breather for a moment. Frieza then is shocked that this Goku fella is actually stronger than Vegeta, though Frieza believes this to be no matter, as he's surely stronger than this Goku, and starts fighting against Goku, gradually raising his power to the point where Goku is getting outpaced. But then Goku manages to get a good counter by going straight to Kaioken x 20 and firing a Kamehameha. And since Frieza's power is still quite suppressed, he's overwhelmed by the beam. Once it clears, there is no one there, but Goku can still sense Frieza, so he knows Frieza is still alive, and just rushes directly towards his ki. Frieza was hiding for a moment to try and get his own counterattack, though the Kamehameha did still wound Frieza a little. Goku and Frieza then clash again, trading blows, and it's not long before Goku realizes that Frieza's power was raising this whole time, and eventually Goku loses his advantage in power as Frieza then keeps raising his power, making the differential in power more and more evident, as Goku starts to take more and more of a beating. Goku, running short of ideas to try and beat Frieza, solar flares Frieza, blinding him momentarily, and lands back down on the ground whilst also raising his hands into the air. The others realizing Goku is charging the Spirit Bomb, and even lend some of their own powers to it. After a short moment, Frieza then regains his vision and is quick to find Goku. Though, in a plea to buy Goku time, all of the Dragon Team tried to face off against Frieza. And at this point, Vegeta has been healed once more, getting a small Zenkai, and since he's at the level that I believe he could probably go Super Saiyan if he met the right requirements, I'm gonna nerf the Zenkais from this point on. So the Zenkai, he gets a multiplier of 1.33, meaning he goes from 2 million to 2.66 million. Gohan goes in first trying to protect his father, but with one swipe of Frieza's tail, several bones in Gohan's body are shattered instantly, as Gohan is then sent flying off into the distance. Piccolo then rushes over to Gohan, getting Dende to come along with him. Frieza for a moment notices this, and while his guard is down a moment, Yamcha goes into Kaioken ×3 again and launches a Wolfang Fist at Frieza. Frieza is easily able to dodge all of Yamcha's blows, even though the first couple hit him. And then Frieza then knees Yamcha in the chin and punches him in the abdomen, which pushes him a bit away. As Yamcha doubles over, Frieza then points towards Yamcha and then fires 2 death beams, which strike right through each of Yamcha's knees, having Yamcha collapse on the ground right after in pain. Vegeta then finds time to sneak attack Frieza and is actually able to launch Frieza into the distance. Gohan is then healed by Dende at this point, having his power raised from 58,600 to 234,400, which still isn't enough to effectively fight Frieza, obviously. Though this does make him stronger than Piccolo now, which his old master is shocked about how OP this Zenkai is for Saiyans. Frieza then collects himself, seeing what Dende had done for Gohan, and finds the death beam directly at him, killing him instantly. This throws Gohan into a wild rage, raising his power to 703k, and rushes towards Frieza. Frieza still very easily dodges Gohan. Goku then telepathically tells everyone the Spirit Bomb is now ready. Frieza then knocks Gohan away and jumps into the air, charging a Death Ball to try and kill Gohan with. Goku, seeing Frieza charge a Ki Ball of his own, unleashes the Spirit Bomb onto Frieza. Frieza, having never seen the Spirit Bomb form, since Goku didn't decide to charge the Spirit Bomb right next to the ocean, so Frieza only realizes the Spirit Bomb is coming at him when it overwhelms the Death Ball he was charging, which I think would be something he would definitely notice as something being off, though this time he isn't even given the time to turn around as the Spirit Bomb collides with Frieza's back, before it envelops him, before exploding, destroying everything around. When everything is settled, everyone gathers on a small island to celebrate their victory, though they still mourn Dende's death. That is before Frieza appears again, first killing Vegeta with a full power death beam right through his chest, but also firing another one through Yamcha's chest as well, which also kills the former Desert Bandit. And after watching one of his best friends die right in front of him, I think this will be enough of a trigger for Goku to transform into a Super Saiyan for the first time. This putting Goku's power level to 187 million, which is just a tad over Frieza's full power of 120. Goku tells everyone to get out of here as he takes on Frieza. At first, all of Goku's allies are all in a state of shock, from both losing a friend at Yamcha and, let's be honest, the only person who's bummed out about Vegeta's death at this point is Goku. Like I said before, to everyone else, Vegeta is a frenemy. But they're also shocked at this insane transformation that Goku had just undergone. But ultimately they do listen to Goku and get the hell out of there as quick as they possibly can. Frieza and Goku trade blows for a moment after Frieza goes full power. But after Goku basically blocks Frieza off from any attack he attempts, Frieza just gets frustrated and tries to blow up the planet, which is still something Goku doesn't expect, as he doesn't know Frieza can breathe in space right now. After Frieza's planet-destroying attack connects and seemingly does nothing, apart from making a giant hole in the planet, while also telling Goku, well, he's got about 5 minutes before his demise, the longest 5 minutes of all time, King Kai is then able to telepathically communicate with Piccolo as Goku fights Frieza. And King Kai does tell Piccolo that he's got Kami to gather the Dragon Balls, and then informs Piccolo of the plan that King Kai comes up with in canon, that being to revive Guru and everyone killed by Frieza and his men, use Guru's Dragon Ball's last wish to teleport everyone except Goku and Frieza to Earth, since Goku would still let King Kai know that he wishes to fight Frieza to the end. And you know what? King Kai's plan basically goes off without any kind of a hitch, as Goku again is too far above Frieza for Frieza to even try to break away and try for his immortality wish. Eventually, Frieza tries to put all of his power into a single beam and fires it at Goku. Goku simply deflects it, and then fires his own beam at Frieza. The beam not actually being big enough to completely envelop Frieza, meaning he just gets blasted in half. Goku then leaves Frieza for dead while searching for a ship, and like canon before the planet explodes, he finds one of the Ginyu Force's ships and just hits go, and that happens right before the planet explodes. But that's all I've got time for this part. Holy shit, we've dealt with the Namek saga, and boy was this a long one. Since I did say in the last part I wanted to finish Namek in this part, so I did it. I will be tying up loose ends at the start of the next part, that being Yamcha's resurrection, since he's already been revived once before in the Dragon Balls. But if you like this part, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell with all notifications on to stay up to date with my what ifs. And with that said, I've been the Dragon Ball What If Bro, and I will see you guys next time.